Man, we are live in full effect. Man, I'm trying to make sure that everybody can hear us. So outside of that, I know, man, welcome YouTube, welcome everybody from Facebook. So by Darko Talk Tuesdays with none other than Mr. EJ, the Dairyman McNeely.
That is me.
Man, first, man, I wanted to, tap in and see who you're doing, you know, and then I'm gonna jump into some questions, man. But man, give me the lowdown. Hold on. I think your mic is disconnected. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
All right, so let me start over.
Okay.
For those that do not know me, I am EJ the Dairyman. I'm an Oklahoma City barber here in the city, a legitimate look barbershop. Born and raised in Oklahoma City. Went to Dale City High School. Uh, man, I did. I mean, I'm a people's people, man. I love people. I be out here in the city, just seeing the people grow. I seen these businesses grow. I met Darko. It's been a year, 2 years now, a year and a half, something like that.
Yeah, year and a half.
Had a couple of conversations, and we know a lot of the same people. We connected by way of those people, and we built a cool relationship, and that's it, man.
Man, yeah, that's funny because I told you about my barbering journey.
Yeah.
I was trying to find like the barber, and the whole time, my friend Sean Austin, shout out to him. He pretty much put me on. Laurie, your cousin, put me on too, and I was like, well, I might as well just go ahead and like hit him up, see what's up. So man, good dude, met him. I was like, oh yeah, man, best fade in the city, bro.
I sure appreciate it.
Fade in the city, y'all. Get mad compliments on the fade too. So I was like, I think I found my guy.
That's love.
So,
That's love.
but man, but a lot of people, man, they just from our talks personally, man, you do a lot in the community, and that was big for me. And I didn't know how much, like like you tuned into the community in a way that um, even for me, I know I'm tuned into so many communities, even not just ours, but around the nation. But I'm like, man, this dude is tuned in to where I grew up. I know East Side Oklahoma City, Dale City. I grew up in them parts, even in Midwest City, Oklahoma, where my grandparents used to stay. That was a part of that was home. So, man, what like where is like who brought you to this point? Like as far as like who impacted you? Like,
Man, it's a lot of people that impacted me. Honestly, I tell people this a lot. For the people that don't know my story is kind of based on somebody telling me who I can't be.
mm,
Uh, Somebody told me that I wasn't going to be successful, and a lot of people don't know this, but somebody told me that I wasn't going to be successful if I did not go to college, and I took that to heart. I was it was my senior year in high school, and uh, this person asked me, was like, "You going to college?" I said, "Nah, I don't know. I'm unsure." My GPA was good enough for me to go to college. And he's like, well, if you don't go to college, then you won't be successful. So I took that, and that's what made me who I am, because it pushed me to prove somebody wrong. You know what I mean? And I was just telling my son this on the way back home from basketball practice, um, that I kind of live by, you know, proving people wrong, but also not just proving them wrong, but making sure they're right, if that makes sense. So like I got people around me, like I don't want them to be wrong. So if I know something, if I know some information that they don't know of, or have some knowledge or wisdom that they don't have, I'd rather pour it into them so they can be right for the next person. So when they're telling somebody, something, they want to make sure it's a fact and not just an opinion that's highly opinionated or high opinion on their side. I guess, opinion that they think is a fact, if that makes sense. So somebody
Absolutely.
somebody pushed me, you know what I'm saying, by telling me, and they don't even know this. They don't even know that's why I am who I am.
Wow.
They don't know that. Like, I ain't said nothing to that person. I ain't Crazy part is I still talk to that person.
Oh wow.
I still talk to that person because I didn't take it like, you was bashing on me or telling me like that. It was just like, okay, in your opinion, that nobody is successful if they don't go to college. Here I am.
Yeah.
My success ain't based on no money. It's based on what I do. You know what I mean? And what I wake up to do every day. If I can get up and make somebody smile every day, like, that's my goal, to make one person smile. If I get two, that's a cherry on top. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's it's so interesting, man. Like I, outside of he's my brother, like my brother Nate in Pennsylvania. I'm like, bro, you probably the like and dang, I think I prayed about this too, because I told my boy Nate, I'm like, man, I ain't found no barber here because you gave that same energy that he does. He is big on serving the community,
Right.
and not in a like boisterous way or public way. Just I'm putting a foot to ground, and you have a whole team of people that see that. Like, you have people that recognize that, and I was like, man, like it felt like cool. Like, this is I guess you say home in a sense, but I'm like, hey, like, this dude, he different. He different. I was like, I ain't seen no barber get up as early as you do.
Hey, crazy part is I gotta be at the shop at 6 in the morning. But I'm rocking. We rocking.
Right. Right. And so I was like, dang, because I'll be up, and I'm like, man, I ain't never seen no barber get up the same time I get up like that. And I'm like, from a entrepreneurial standpoint, I'm like, what drives you? Like,
Man,
a normal barber,
it,
so
it just makes sense though. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it makes sense. So if I was a new barber, if I was coming to the scene and like I was hungry and I wanted those new clients, or I wanted to build my clientele, it starts there. It
yeah.
starts with the hunger part of it. You know what I mean? Like, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want clients? So think about this. If a regular person works 9 to 5, I want those people that got to go to work at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Mm.
If somebody works 8 to 4, I want those people that got to go to work at 8. So that means they can get their haircut. First off, you look good, you feel good, you work good. Okay. So if I can get you in the morning before you start your day, you could woke up on the wrong side of bed, come get your haircut. It's a whole nother day. You know what I mean? You thought your whole thought process is like, you got up ready to slap your boss or whatever you want to call your supervisor, manager, or whatever. You know what I mean? Because, like, they said something yesterday. Yesterday is gone. Let me cut your hair. Let's talk about it. Let's get it out. Vent to me. Talk to me. Let me cut your hair and get you on your way. You know what I mean? That it just makes sense to me. And that's my opinion. But I know for a fact that it works because, first one, I'm getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, or 6 o'clock every day, to be there at 6:30 to get those people in, to get it done. So I know it works. You know what I mean? And so, like, that drives me because I know people are wanting that early morning get out the way. And I don't like to be at work all day long. I want to do my day. Like, I got a teenager that plays sports, and I love watching him play sports because he's so talented, right? And
Yeah.
so if I can go in there and get it all done before all of his events or whatever, and I get to come home and spend time with my wife, or go take my wife in the middle of the day type lunch or dinner before it gets like dark when everybody's off of work, then I want to go enjoy that. And so, of course, it takes time. So, but you have to start. You have to start. So that's what pushes me, man, just to get out of there. I've been doing
That's good. Now now I'm gonna tap into your expertise on another level too, because I know outside of barbering, man, you great at that. But there's some other stuff I'm like, And the dude he started cooking and stuff. I'm like talking about cooking. And I was like, bro, you know, I love that food. I was over here like, man, what that be like, bruh? And then he brought this sweet potato hash. And my wife know I don't like no sweet potato, nothing. Like I don't like no yams. I don't do none of that. Like, and I'm like, I mean, hit me with the taste bud. I'm like, whoa, what? I was like, wait a minute. Like it messed up my whole thing. I'm like, so man, like tell people about your cooking though. Like where you got that passion.
So I started cooking. Ooh, it was like in high school. High school, no, probably before that. I was always in the kitchen. Always in the kitchen with my granny. Rest in peace. She just passed away a couple months ago. But I was always in the kitchen with her. And one day my mom asked me, she's like, hey, when you get home out of school, after school, take some chicken out the oven or take some chicken out and bake it or whatever. I was like, all right. So, cause my mom, she sometimes work overtime or whatever. And so I took some chicken out to season it up, and we had some oranges. We had some oranges in the refrigerator. I was like, man, I wonder if that's gonna be good. So I tried it. I squeezed some orange juice, squeezed the fresh oranges on there, had some onions, some bell pepper, seasoned it up, put it in the oven, baked it. She got home. She said, boy, that chicken smell good. So she's like, make me a plate. So I made her a plate and she ate it. She's like, why it tastes like got orange flavor to it? I said, oh, we had some oranges. I thought I made some orange baked chicken. she got mad. She got mad. She got mad. She's like, you didn't spend no money on this. I spent my money on this. If you want to experiment with some food, you need to be buying groceries. So from there on, and I mean, not from there on, but that just kept on pushing me and pushing me to, to cook. And the more and more I did it, the better and better I got at it. And I grew a passion for it. Like my wife, she loves sports, you know what I mean? But I come home and I turn on the Food Network channel real quick. I love sports too. But she like, it's a game. I'm like, yeah, but I'm watching like Food Network. I'm watching like what's it called? Chopped. I'm watching Pit Boss or whatever the case may be, Iron Chef and all these things. But it's just something that I'm good at, man, and just I love doing it. I love being in the kitchen. It's like my piece. I play some jazz, and I get in the kitchen. I get down. I get down. It's not a lot of people that can't say that I can't cook, and I guarantee you, it's a lot of people that's that can't say I can't cook. It's a lot of people that know.
You
And
definitely
that sweet potato hash you talking about.
ooh, my God.
And I was messing around because me and my wife was doing some keto stuff or whatever. I was like, okay, we ain't gonna do no carbs. And sweet potatoes is like I guess a low carb situation. And I didn't want no sugar, no brown sugar, no butter or whatever. And I threw some onions, some bell peppers. I'm gonna tell y'all the recipe. Some onions, some bell peppers. I did some curry on there. It was some red onions, not regular onions. And I cooked them like breakfast potatoes with some olive oil, had some butter in there, and I just sauteed them up, let them get soft, covered them, uncovered them, get a little crust on them, and put them on the thing, and like boom, with some savory sweet potatoes and some quiche muffins with no crust, crustless quiche muffins. Yeah, it was fire. It was fire, and it was so good. That's why Isaac tasted because I was like, bro, this is so good. You gotta try. He's like, no, I don't mess with sweet potatoes. I was like, I understand, but just try it. He's like, what is that? What is that? I was like, yeah, it's fire. And he's like, man, I don't even eat these. I was like, you do now. He's like, you right.
I was like, you're right. I need to go on, and go and do that recipe at the house.
Yeah.
Keep getting. But I'm like, I was like, dang, this dude do everything. I'm like, what the heck?
I ain't gonna lie. One of my biggest goals is to own a restaurant, man. I really want a restaurant. I see a lot of restaurants in the city doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Doing their thing. We had a guest a couple months ago that came to the city and did his thing by, giving reviews of his opinion. I would have loved to be in that mix, honestly, for real, for real. Just so somebody, just an outsource coming into the city, not knowing the city, not knowing like what we stand by and how we have each other's back or whatever, but just to be in that group of people was actually an honor. Like he did all of them a good thing. Like even just bringing them business, whether he rated them low or rated them high, he brought them good business, and I thought that was pretty cool. But I was like, dang, one day, one day. You know what I mean? It's a real big goal. I think that's like my end goal,
Yeah,
honestly. I
yeah.
think that's my end goal. And I would give y'all like a little dibble dabble of what it would be, but I can't do that because we ain't got nothing like it in the city. And like it's top tier for real. Like for real. Gordon Ramsay ain't got nothing on
Mm.
it. For real.
And speaking of that, 'cause I'm gonna segue into this too, because you got an entrepreneurial spirit like
Yes.
out the gate. So it's like, and I know we talked about this. We had a conversation about this. Is like level of service,
Yeah.
and that is one thing. Man, he challenged me on that too because I was late. I think I was late a couple times, or I was like, he was like, "Bruh, I'm about to give you a spot up," and I some way, you could get people get offended, but me, I was like, I said, man, I like the
That's
way he
his
do
business.
business.
Yeah.
And so honoring time and quality of service is a big thing. We talked about that big thing, especially in the black community,
Yeah.
and really any community, but black community for sure. Quality of service is usually kind of it's wavering a little bit, as they say. But there are some people that are doing it the right way. I'm really, what makes you like keep that top tier level of service, for one, and being okay with just, man, I need people to honor me, in my time.
What made me really realize that time was important. This is how it started. So before I became a full-time barber, I worked at Hobby Lobby warehouse. I ended up losing that job because of time. You know what I'm saying? I was late 2 days in a row. And I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I just got fired. You know what I'm saying? Out of all people, you know what I'm saying? Mom was supposed to have your back, but she was like, well, what about your son? What about your bills? What about, I'm like, Mom, for real, like this is what I asked for. You know what I mean? I said, I don't think God would have put me in this position if I couldn't handle it or whatever. So that made me a boss of my own. That made me my boss. That made me my manager. That made me my supervisor. And how I seen it was, if this was my business, if I owned this business, how would I want my employee to come to work?
Yeah,
Point blank, period. First, I want them to come on time. I want them to give great services to the customers or the consumers of whatever product that I have or services that I give. I want them to be the best customer service people. And so it's like the golden rule, you know what I mean? Treat people how you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? And so when I did that, everything started making sense. Everything just started falling in place. I couldn't complain about somebody else being late if I was behind or if I was late, so I couldn't charge for that. But I'm like, man, I'm missing out on money if I ain't charging people, but I'm late. So how am I gonna do it? So I figured it out. I figured out my timing on my haircuts. I figured out how much time it takes me to do a certain haircut. I figured out how much time it takes me to do an edge up. I depending on what client it is, the type of conversations we having, I can extend their time a little bit. Like, it's just certain things that you have to modify um for those things. And so I just put it all together and I was like, man, this is what I want. And so when I got really, really good at it, I start seeing a lot of businesses how they handle customer service. Like my son and my wife, they already know. If we walk into a restaurant, I'm serious. If we walk into a restaurant and like we don't get a hey, how you doing, or hey, welcome in, or nothing like that, then I'm gonna give you probably like 2 minutes. Like I'm gonna wait 2 minutes till somebody say something. I look at my wife, she's like, I know. My son was like, oh my God, I know it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So and it happens. And so like don't wait till the last minute. And not only that, like it's how you respond to the customer service that you lack in. Like it's okay that we lack in poor customer service, but how do you respond? You know, like, how
Mm.
do you get that client back, or how do you get that customer to stay? Like, I'm not asking for no handouts. I'm not asking for no free food. I'm not asking for anything, no discount, no nothing. But it's just how you keep me in. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, sorry. I mean, and you ain't even got to beg or nothing. Just keep it 1,000 first off, because I know service, whether it's haircuts in a barbershop, whether it's restaurant host or whatever, whether it's you bringing me food, like, I know these things. And so when you come to the barbershop, I'm gonna be the first one you see, first off. And if I don't say nothing and nobody else says anything, and somebody sits there, they're gonna be like, man, ain't nobody said nothing to me or whatever. What's going on? Like, this is weird. Like, why, how do I walk into somebody's house and they don't speak? Like, why should I have to go into somebody else's establishment and be like, hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to so and so. I shouldn't do that. But that's really how I check people. Like, my wife, my son, I'm like, I'll be
Bro.
for real. I'll go to Chili's and nobody say nothing. And then somebody finally make eye contact. I'm like, hey, welcome to Chili's. How can I help you? I was like, oh, hey, no, like, that's what you're supposed to say to me, is what I'm saying. You know, like, I do those things only because, like I just said in the beginning, I want you to be right. I don't want you to be wrong. Like, I don't even know you, but I want you to do your job right, because this is how you make your money. If you didn't want to come, if you can't give 100% of what you're doing, then don't come. I didn't ask you to get this job. Like, going through a drive-through, all the people mad because, but this is your job. Let's do it. Let's get it done. Get it out with. You know what I mean? Let's do it. So I took that, and and ran with it, man. Just learning my time management and learning what people value, and people value time. People value time. Seriously. So yeah.
And it's funny because that everything you do with that mindset, everything translates to like really how you move in the community too.
Yeah.
Like I noticed that you really serve like the kids that you coach basketball for.
Yes.
You coach another sport? I don't remember
No,
that.
just basketball. Just
But,
basketball.
yeah, it's just how you just man, you put everything that you talk about into that as well too. And I know it's important for the kids because they see the consistency
Yeah.
and like how you serve them and how you challenge them and how you speak to them. And so um and I'm pretty sure that's a big impact, especially for your son.
Oh yeah.
Like how does that like impact him totally? Like to see his dad doing X, Y, and Z.
Um, Honestly, I can answer this with the I don't know. Only because, like, I have my mindset is what we teach our kids now, it's not for now, it's for later. So I
Right.
don't think he'll really fully understand what I'm doing, just like we didn't understand where we were when we were kids growing up. I don't think he really he will understand. He sees it. He knows that I do things in the community. Um, I know he knows how to give back, but I don't think he fully understands or appreciate how it happens. I don't think he appreciate what he has yet. Um, and I'm not forcing it on him. My thing is, and I think this with any parent, it's like, when are you gonna get it? And when you get it, like, it's gonna click, and we gonna be like, okay, you do get it, and now we can move on to the next thing. And so, as parents, like, I feel like it's just, we got to know that it's not for now. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna get a time in the point of their life where they have to give, um, or when they in a situation where, you know, this is my last, and do I give it to you or not?
Mm.
And I think they look at that, whether they give it to that person or not, they'll learn from that situation right there. Um, uh Learn from that situation right there and just be like, okay, this is what this is all about, and feel good about it when they finally do it.
Oh, yeah,
I
man.
do. Like I have a saying, like, when you're not feeling good, if you're not feeling uh motivated or encouraged, like, do something for somebody. Do something for somebody, and it'll come back to you. Like, that's what my energy is built on. So,
Good talk.
like you
Yeah.
said the other day, I think you was talking to your wife, like, well, you was telling me that you saying that I give a shirt off my back, and that I will. I walk around with my breast, man breasts is out. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody needs it more than I do, and I know I can go home and get, and I got 5 more at the house. You know what I'm saying? So that's just really what it's all about. That's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I want to just do a little drop real quick.
Right.
At Legitimate Look, we doing a coat drive right now, and we have a angel tree. So if you want to adopt a kid, come by, grab a kid, write your name on a list, and go help somebody this year, man. It's holidays, you know, people are trying to scratch up money, you know what I'm saying, just to get their kids and, you know, get them kids a gift or whatever. And we know that's not what it's all about, but at the same time, it makes those people that much happier. And not only that, we also are, you know, doing the same thing we talked about. Once you do it, man, if you don't feel motivated or encouraged, man, help somebody out, and this is your time to do it. So yeah.
Yeah, matter of fact, just go ahead and put me down, bro. I will.
You'll be there in the morning. I'll teach you. I'll teach you how to.
Yeah, just lock me in.
Yeah.
Oh man, like final thoughts too, because I wanted to go ahead and shout you out on tell people where they can hit you up. It actually is posted on the screen, but
Yes, sir.
kind of let them know.
Yeah. So as you see, that's my app for my.
Man, might have lost him. Hold on a second. See where he at. Oh man, they're trying to play us. Ooh, wait a minute. Can't be out here playing me.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you now.
All right. So my link is right there. It's for haircuts, and I do other services like how child shaves, facials, and all that stuff too. It's on my list. Also, I do have a book out that I wrote, or whatever, however you want to say it. I wrote it during COVID. Got it published. It's on Amazon. It's called 21 Days of Recreating Greatness. Hold on one second.
Yeah, man, I actually got a copy of this book. Definitely good. I love the affirmations in a sense for me. So
21
really,
Days of Recreating Greatness is on Amazon right now. So if you want the link or whatever, or you can just type it in, we right there.
yeah. I'll drop the link in the comments once I get off here, or if you want to, you can as well. Man, I need to know what's next.
What's next? I don't know.
All right.
We working on some things. We got something coming, man. I just really stay tapped in with us, man. Me and Darko working on something, man, for the city that we know that it's gonna blow up, man. We know that it's needed for the city. Just want to create opportunities for y'all, man. Create opportunities for anybody that's doing anything, whether you work for somebody, whether you are an entrepreneur, where you have a creative mindset, whether you are just doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? We creating an opportunity for you. And so just be on the lookout for that. We ain't really talked about it. We keeping everything under wraps right now because we want to make sure all our I's is dotted and all our T's are crossed, and all our wives are just our back are just gonna hold us down while we go through this. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying. So yeah, we working on some stuff, man, and also, like Darko was saying, I do have a basketball team. I have a basketball organization called Oklahoma Freestyle Class of 2028, all 8th graders. And I've been working with them. I got a couple other guys working with them, man. Just want to encourage the boys. I'm doing a lot of things that's different than a lot of AAU teams, like taking kids that the other teams don't want and teaching them the actual game and just teaching them about life, not just being an athlete, but just as a young man, period, as a Black man, or just a man, period, because I do have multicultural kids or whatever. So I'm just working with them, man, just showing them how to be the best them they can be, instead of being somebody else. So yeah.
That's dope. Well, man, I'm gonna give some. Well, I promise I will give some tidbits on some real estate stuff that's in the market right now, folks. And but I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir.
And man, we gonna have to do this again. Might have to on a different tip for the what we working on. Yeah. So
Stay tuned, man. I appreciate you having me, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Body EJ, the Dairyman McNeely. Indeed. Bro, I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
See you in the morning.
All right, bet.
All right. All right, man. So outside of that, man, I just want to give everybody an update. Because right now I know a lot of people have been asking me this question. I get this question every single day. And so this will be a part of the Talk Tuesdays too, is kind of giving everybody kind of an update on the state of the market. Um, and I'm gonna give strategy because people ask me, man, are people still buying? And I'm like, yeah, people are still buying. They selling, and we still short on inventory right now. But the biggest thing is the strategy. So, man, I'm telling people, like, what if I told you I can get you $20,000 and up for you to actually buy a home? And I'm like, man, like people, it blows their mind. So, and to give you context, I've worked with several different clients up till now this year that, man, I've got them at least 20 to even maybe even $40,000 in incentives in order to purchase a home, which rates are high, but man, getting sellers to buy into the fact that, hey, if you buy down my rate, man, that can buy down to anywhere. And I don't want to quote rates because they change from day to day, but it can buy it as low as what it was back when in 2019, which was right around like 4.9% to about 5.2%. So I mean, you still have the ability to buy homes. And man, I'm telling you, like right now is the perfect time. So before, because I think the rates are projected to drop probably in like March or April. But to me, by then, we're jumping right back into the real estate season heavy, and you're going to be in competition. So you likely had a chance of paying a little bit more or a lot more, probably 10 to 15%. But like I said, there are strategies. There are ways to get a house right now to where you can manage like the payment. I'm telling you, like, guys, give me a shout on this. Like, I do have a very unique strategy that has been working. There is success behind it. So I'm excited about it because I've been doing it so much with a lot of our VA clients. And I'm telling you, VA clients, regular clients, I even flew to Detroit to get some to look at some options there, some affordable home options and some ideas there to bring back here to Oklahoma. And so like I'm constantly diving into new ways to get people into homes, strategic ways. But man, I got the strategy. That's one thing I will say. I got the strategy. So it's just a matter of like, you tuning in every Tuesday. Go subscribe to my channel, Dark Oak Sales Oklahoma, because I'm gonna definitely put some content out on there. And jump on Facebook, live, Instagram lives, connect with me on Instagram. And so share this with a friend too. Some people out of state, in state, looking for a house, man. I'm willing to help, man. My motto right now is no gatekeeping. There's too much information that I have in my brain. I'm just gonna start giving it out and not caring. I don't care. I'm giving it out for free. So, let me know. I will comment my phone number and information in the comment section. But outside of that, man, it is 9:33. Not about to be 9:34. So I'm gonna let y'all go. It is my time. I like to honor people's time. So I'm gonna get up off here. But man, check me out. Subscribe. Link with me. Give me a shout. I'm an open book. So I'm out here trying to take care of folks, man. And I know that a lot of times like we're in the midst of times, high rates with inflation, all that good stuff. But let me tell you, there is strategy, there is financial strategy in order to buy a house right now. There's also financial strategy in order to, start investing and getting out there. So man, definitely thankful and definitely willing to not gatekeep. So tune in, Talk Tuesday. Definitely just Talk Tuesday. I'm gonna be in Jamaica, so y'all really want to tune in because y'all gonna get to see the scenery and everything. But yeah, so tune in, tap in. I'll see you later.